Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Better give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahai, not Allah, not Abba, not Yahuwah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua, not Yahusha. It's Yahweh Shai. So God to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, and the bishop, and elders, a great millstone, who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles, and elders of all Israel, whether accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the octane pushing this truth and believing this truth with the four winds of the earth, the entire world, sharing light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the outward world, listen, learning you for the sisters who are listening, learning. I'm Isaiah coming to another lesson, truth, facts, faith, and education, another day of education, Lord, will just be having fun. And I ain't gonna make this too long. This is gonna be a quick hit, Lord willing. So I titled this lesson. They seem to think Nero is their great hope, their great white hope. This is their last, this is their last great white hope. And they seem to think Nero, aka Eagle Face, BKA Donald Trump, Nero is their great white hope. He's their God and reviver of Babylon the Great. So I saw this over the weekend. This guy this is from Glenn Beck. Let me play this. I got a couple of clips on the play. I'm gonna make this real quick, Lord willing. Check this out. Let me turn this volume down. These people really think Trump is their hope, man. Trump will be the hope, the salvation for Babylon the Great. And we are watching this place crumble.
I'm up at a family reunion at our ranch. And I heard the news about the attempted assassination on President Trump. Thank God that he wasn't hit worse than he was. That is a miracle that it could have probably not been with us. So praise God for that. My family and I were up here at the family reunion, like I said, and we spent a few minutes catching up on the news. Everybody came in, and there's probably 30 of us up here. And we had talked politics earlier today, and not all of us agree on politics. And the message I tried to deliver was, it's about principles. It's not about the people. It's about principles. And what principles are we fighting for? And our principles are our founding principles of freedom of speech and freedom of expression. And yes, the Second Amendment, even though this was a gunman, you will not be hearing Trump supporters calling for bans on guns. Instead, calling for justice to be done equally. And I immediately picked up the phone and called the president and his family, and left my family's heartfelt concern for him and for our republic. And would ask that you would continue to pray for him and the country, that this might be our bottom, that this might be the worst thing that happens before we all stand up and say enough of this insanity. What do you expect is that the half of the country, that this guy's worse than Hitler? What do you think is going to happen? And I'm addressing not the American people, but the media. What do you think is going to happen? I've been saying that we are repeating the past, and we are repeating the year 1968. The Democrats are going to Chicago in about a month.
You know who the real gangbangers is? The real Bloods and Crips, the real GDs and Vice Lords. It's the Democrats and the Republicans. You got the real criminals is the so-called white man.
President Trump will be at the RNC soon, and I pray for peace. I pray that Donald Trump will truly be a model, one that we saw, and this is really hard. I don't know if I could do it, but be the model that Pope John Paul was when he was shot, and not harbor vengeance or viciousness or any kind of anger towards the shooter, but will instead forgive the shooter and demand justice for the shooter. And maybe out of this, a little more. I don't know. And please, please, please guard your heart. Guard your feelings and your emotions. Guard yourself against those who will use this for manipulation, will use this for further conspiracy theories. I am counting the minutes before they start to say that this was a right-wing shooter that was just trying to make Donald Trump, a sympathetic candidate. I know that will be said by some oaf. Well, what an expert shot that was. You're wrong by an inch, and we lose another president. RFK should also have Secret Service protection. I don't know why the Biden administration won't give him that. But the best speech I've ever heard given was by RFK Sr. On the day that Martin Luther King was killed. RFK needed to go tell a big rally. I'm trying to remember where it was, maybe Chicago, I can't remember, but he that nobody knew. It wasn't like today with rapid communication. And so he was on his way, and they begged him to turn around because he'd be mobbed and killed himself. And he believed in the best of people. And he gave the most eloquent speech I have ever heard. And I'm going to replay that speech on Monday. But he preached calm and goodness and asked for the best of people. And I, in a very ineloquent way, would ask the same, that you don't harden your heart, that we show compassion and love, and don't become everything that we feel the left is. That we, yes, somebody just tried to kill our candidate and our president. And I would be as horrified if that had happened to Biden as I am now. But we must be, if we believe in the Republic, if we believe in these values, if we believe in these principles, if we believe that this is a nation that was founded on Christian principles, then the strongest of those Christian principles is love, compassion. You know, I was talking to a family member earlier today, and they were talking.
This nigga been up there with his family over the weekend crying. This nigga was crying in the video, man. Crying. That nigga talking about Christian principles. But then you got the rainbow sliders, man. You got these fruit booties walking around here with equal to act rights. What damn Christian principles, man? Love. Slavery ain't love, man. But here it is. We all need to get along and come together.
Talking about how horrible Trump supporters are. And I listened to him because in some cases they had a point, that some people have just become, you know, everything that we don't want to become.
Look at his eyes is watery, tear. Nigga was crying, man. That nigga was hard down crying about Trump, man.
Has experienced some of that. And I said, I understand that, and people will be people. But have you ever asked yourself what caused that person to be awful people? But not everybody is. So what caused that person to do that? Could it be that for 10 years being by killers to push people to the edge and have them, I'm going to hit back today. Be the best person that you can be. I ask you today to be loving and to take this opportunity to show the other side, who might be saying horrible things. I'm so happy I'm in the mountains and not have access to everything. Who might be saying nasty things, that you don't strike back. You show them who we are. We knelt down as a family and prayed for President Trump and his family. And then we also prayed for President Biden, and we prayed for RFK. We prayed for any of our leaders. This is not who we are.
See, it's Edomites on Edomites talking about Edomites. This has nothing to do with you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Just like celebrating Independence Day, aka July the 4th. You niggas was in captivity during that time. Niggas run around talking about, I got a right to free speech and a right to bear arms. Nigga, that applied to the so-called white man. It just so happened the years didn't change, and these devils is being subtle, using subtlety to say, oh yeah, there's equal rights for everybody. No, it applied to the so-called white man. When you hear him say the way he's speaking, he's talking about Edomites. Our leaders. All the leaders was Edomites.
This is what I believe some want us to become.
Look at it.
Pray for peace.
Ain't no peace coming. That's in Isaiah 48:22, man. Ain't no peace coming to the wicked, man. This nigga been up there crying. He in the mountains with his family. They having their little July family reunion. This nigga up there crying, man. One about Nero, man.
Pray for the Democrats who are going to repeat 1968 in Chicago.
See, this is that man, the Edomites, just like and they tell you in Daniel 7 that there was a horn that came up and plucked up the three little horns, right? Well, those three little horns was the French, Spanish, and the British. And even though America came out of Great Britain, it established itself, basically branched off and became their own power. Well, they still Edomites. The French, the Spanish, and the British fight amongst themselves with the colonizers of Babylon and Great America. Ptolemy, Seleucus, Ptolemy, Antiochus Epiphanes, Antiochus, and damn Elias Damascus, and what's the other one name? Cassandra was still fighting amongst each other after Alexander died, man. Edomites on Edomites. It's the same thing, man. As the scriptures say, they are against each other. This nigga sitting up here crying. Let me get this. Let's drop this. I just want to show these two little clips. I got three precepts I want to read. Trump will not build back better, man. And as I tell you in Micah 1, they shall build, but the Lord shall throw down. And Jeremiah 51, quoting it, which I was going to read, America would not be built back up, man. This place is through, man. Hold on. Damn infomercial. Bear with me for a second. Get rid of this. All right, so let's play this. Now this is Megyn Kelly.
He was the host of the #1 television.
Everybody think this nigga this is their God, man.
All of this has me thinking about President Trump, 78 years old, independently wealthy, though they're trying to stop that too, as I pointed out. And he's been through the ringer. My God, before tonight, he's been through the ringer for this country over the past 8-9 years. He was the host of the #1 television program in America. The Apprentice was crushing it. And he was the reason. As soon as they tried to use another host, it went down the tubes. He could have just stayed doing that. He was beloved. He wasn't as controversial. He didn't have to get into politics, but he did. And he's stayed in politics. He's been president. Why would he run again? Just, right? Like, who would do such a thing? Just go back to your private life and your beautiful wife and your children, your grandchildren, your golf courses. Why put yourself through this? Why continue engaging with these people who hate you and want to destroy you? And you know it. That was the final question of my interview with Trump in September. And here's what he said.
You could be going into your 78th year, enjoying this beautiful golf course, Mar-a-Lago. You don't have to be running for president, sitting for 4 criminal trials, some civil, and possibly looking at jail time.
No.
Is it worth it?
Yeah. Make America great again. Our country's going to hell. Our country's going down. You don't realize it. I don't believe you realize it, but our country's going down. Our country. And I used to say that we're going to end up being, if we don't do certain things, we're going to end up being Venezuela on steroids. How about Venezuela rich? Okay, think of it. The people running Venezuela, which were total enemies, what we're doing is so crazy. We're not using our oil. We're making Venezuela rich. But the country, I believe, has one last chance, and that's this. This is the most important election we've ever had.
I believe Donald Trump genuinely loves his country.
So he's the last. He's the last chance. He's the last hope. You heard him. Hold on. He said this country is going to hell, man. And then it's already in these hellish conditions. Evil, which is a bad time. Let's run this back. I just want to run back to this part. Run this back.
You could be going into your 78th year, enjoying this beautiful golf course,
Yeah.
Mar-a-Lago, your lovely family.
No.
You don't have to be running for president, sitting for 4 criminal trials,
Sure,
some
'cause-
civil, and possibly looking at jail time.
No.
Is it worth it?
Yeah. Make America great again. Our country's going to hell. Our country's going down. You don't realize it. I don't believe you realize it, but our country's going down. Our country, and I used to say we're going to end up being, if we don't do certain things, we're going to end up being Venezuela on steroids. How about we're buying oil now from Venezuela? How
Venezuela
about
on
that? We're
steroids.
making Venezuela rich. Okay, think of it. The people running Venezuela, which were total enemies, what we're doing is so crazy. We're not using our oil. We're making Venezuela rich. But the country, I believe, has one last chance, and that's this. This is the most important election we've ever had.
He's saying he's the last chance for America.
Mm.
That's a proud.
I believe
that's a
Donald
proud
Trump
statement.
genuinely loves his country, not just himself, as his detractors say. I believe that's why he is running again, despite all of it, all the things that have happened to him. He doesn't deserve what the left has done to him, and he certainly didn't deserve what happened to him today. And the people who love him, who saw the magic in his mess and responded to the way he made them feel,
This sheep
which was
bite, this
seen
crazy.
and heard for
This
the first time
is
in
crazy.
decades. Someone who, though he had become of the elites, rejected elitism and said to the men and women of Appalachia, I get it. I see you. I see what happened to your manufacturing jobs, and I'll fight for you. I'll stand up to China. I'm not going to lean into the free trade thing. I'm going to talk about possible tariffs. I'm going to do some radical things that President Biden would wind up continuing, though he criticized Trump mightily for them at the time. And they knew in their gut that this guy was different. That's why they surprised everybody. They shocked the world in November of 2016 and put him in office and remained that loyal to him ever since. Is he a perfect man? No. Was he a perfect president? No. Is he guilty of rhetoric that can be controversial? Of course. We know these things about President Trump. But he's a special man. There's not a lot of guys like this. Not a lot of human beings like this with that kind of strength and resilience and ability literally under fire to stand up and say, fight. It was inspirational. I believe President Trump.
She just quoted the hopeful elect, man. Standing in great boldness, being slandered, being called Bomberlites, right? Faith-based Israelites. She just quoted what the hopeful elect is. In their mouth was found no God. They were without fault before the throne.
Is going to win in November. I've previously disclosed he will have my vote. And I am now one of the people who will walk over broken glass to make sure I cast my vote. And I know I won't be alone.
She said over broken glass. Nero has became their God.
I think that you are going to see formerly blue states rush to pull the lever for Donald Trump. I thought it was bad before tonight. And I think my fellow Americans will understand how important it is to send a message loud and clear to the people who want to change our country that we won't allow it, that we are not going to lose sight of one another. We're not going to continue trying to ruin each other, end each other. That's not how we want to live, that we will find our way back to one another. Tens of thousands of people showed up tonight in Butler, Pennsylvania to show their support for a presidential candidate, and some maybe just to listen to him.
Edomites, man. Let me get this next clip. Edomites, man. Yep. Damn enchantments, man. This place is through. The last great white hope, man. Shit, like, let me here's another infomercial. This is another clip I saw. Hold on.
It is a sad, sad day for America. It is hard to find shock and the horror that people are feeling right now after many of us were witnessing on live television the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania. This is a devastating day for America. Right now, people are pouring their hearts out on social media and posting "Pray for Trump." Many of the people I'm speaking with over there are feeling scared about how close this was. Looking at the still images, you can see the bullet that pierced his right ear as he gets up with blood smeared on his face.
Look what happened.
This horrific act has just deepened an already huge divide in the United States of America. But if you're following media outlets like CNN today, well, you would have thought that Donald Trump had a fall. Look at this headline. Secret Service rushed Trump off stage after he falls. It was an assassination attempt. He's not Joe Biden that doesn't know how to stand up. And that's not a one-off headline. This morning, I was looking at my phone and I was taking screenshots because even though it's CNN, I still couldn't believe it. The next headline I saw, Trump injured in incident at rally. Incident. That's really what they wanted to go with when the man who's been president before and is running again was just shot. Oh, and there's more. Video captures what happened at Trump rally that left him injured. Ooh, wonder what it could be. CNN is using the video as clickbait while refusing to acknowledge what it is that just occurred, and that is an attempt to murder the man who is running for president. Something that has not happened since 1981 when there was an assassination attempt on a Republican president. I scroll further down CNN's website and I get to analysis, and of course says this headline, Trump is favoured, but Biden can still win this election. I have more to look at some of the other reaction we are seeing today. And remember, America is right now feeling the weight and the heartbreak of what has unfolded today. But Colorado Democrat Stephen Woodrow posted on X, the last thing we need was sympathy for the devil, but here we are. Really classy. You know, comments like that are expected from troll accounts, but politicians, well, it really gives us an insight into how dark and how ugly some of the thinking and some of the attitudes are, and also how much hate there is for Donald Trump. So let's look at what some of the Democrats have said in the past. Have they ever called for political violence?
I don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets.
Supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
Biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look, as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
It is just disgusting. Now back to CNN. because according to them, despite surviving an assassination attempt, there's no legitimate threat to Donald Trump.
Donald Trump and the people around him perceive themselves to be under threat. And that's all that matters. That is not legitimate. That is wrong.
Oh, and here's more CNN coverage complaining about how Trump reacted seconds after someone tried to kill him.
I do want to say there was one thing that when I watched the tape, I found odd because of all of the heated rhetoric. And that is that after he was hit, former President Trump got up and said, fight, fight, fight. I think what we're hearing from people is that's not the message that we want to be sending right now. We want to tamp it down.
Now, we all know that those comments were going to come at some point. Let's find a way to criticize or even blame Donald Trump when we analyze how he was almost murdered on stage. But those comments came even faster than expected, just hours after he was attacked and while he was still recovering in hospital.
And that's exactly what it was, a stage set up. Now I got to go back to this. I'm finna get these. I just got 3 presets for this, man. This nigga here, this nigga Glenn Beck, this nigga was literally crying, man. This nigga here, man. Just gonna put this nigga still back up. I'm gonna read these 3 precepts. This nigga here was literally crying, man. Nigga been up there in the mountains with his family, having a family reunion. So I just want to read here Jeremiah 17:5. It reads, Thus saith Yahweh, Cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord. I mean, they can't seek the Lord in the first place, but the point is, cursed be man that trusteth in man. This is our Psalms 146. And I'm going to read verse 3. It reads, Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. His breath goeth forth, he returneth to his earth, in that very day his thoughts perish. And Glenn Beck said, oh, let me pull this up. Hold on, bear with me here. Glenn Beck said, if Trump had died, he don't know where we would be at. Hey, Great White Hope. I'm gonna play some of this from this nigga Peter Schiff, man. This nigga way in Paris. Let me pull this nigga up. I like to watch him because this nigga own real gold and silver. And he always going in how the dollar gonna crash, and they gonna go back to the gold standard. Let me pull this guy up real quick. Bear with me here. Let me find this real quick. He talking real good. Way in damn Paris. Talking good. Bear with me here. Let me find this video. Okay, right here. I just want to play a few minutes of this. Bear with me for this up. All right, let's go back. So let me play this guy here, Peter Schiff, who owns gold and silver. He's one of those, they tell you in Ecclesiastes 12:3, The keepers of the house shall tremble. He's one of them keepers of the house. So let me play some of this. And the title of his video is gold. The title of his video is Trump dodged a bullet, but the economy won't be so lucky. Let's play some of this.
It was asleep, but I'm going to have a lot more to say.
The Peter Schiff Show.
Today's podcast is sponsored by Indeed. Indeed knows hiring needs to be cost-effective when you're running your own business. Start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/Peter. Terms and conditions apply.
Good evening, everybody. It is 7 p.m. in the evening here in Paris on Bastille Day. I recorded this podcast yesterday, Saturday afternoon, while I was still in Turkey, and I thought I was done. But I woke up this morning to the news that there was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump while I was asleep. And so I thought it was important that I comment on this story. So I'm recording this segment to be the introduction to the podcast that you're about to see as soon as I'm finished discussing this topic. You know, I've talked on this podcast about the fact that I believe that Donald Trump was going to be reelected, that it was, you know, the odds were very strong in his favor. And the one good thing that might have come out of this attempt on Donald Trump's life is I think this assures that he's going to win. I mean, if he wasn't going to win before, he's certainly going to win now. I mean, just that photograph, that iconic photograph of President Trump with a bloodied ear, with his fist raised high in the air, with the American flag waving in the background, could be one of the most famous photographs. And I think that image alone is enough to get a lot of people to vote for Donald Trump. The amazing thing, though, when you look at the coverage that I've seen on this, if you read the mainstream media, most of the early stories didn't even mention the fact that there was an attempt on the president's life, that he was shot. I mean, some of these news headlines are incredible. And of course, a lot of the comments that are coming from the left, where they're wishing the president a speedy recovery, I know that's very disingenuous. A lot of the people on the left are upset that the shooter missed. They're not upset that somebody tried to kill Donald Trump. They're upset that the person failed. In fact, there's a lot of people on the left, you can see them all over social media. They're not even hiding the fact that they're upset that the shooter missed. In fact, he didn't miss. I mean, he hit him. He just was off by a bit. But what's even more disturbing about the attempt on the president's life is the fact that this guy was able to position himself on that building so close to where Donald Trump was speaking, where he was supposedly under the protection of the Secret Service. How could they have missed this guy? The building was right across from where the president was speaking. And other than the building that was behind him, it was really the only other vantage point where a sniper would have a clean line of sight on the president. How could the Secret Service detail have missed this guy? And apparently there are a number of people in the crowd who spotted him and who were yelling. And yet you had a couple of Secret Service sharpshooters on the roof behind the president who somehow couldn't see this guy as he was moving towards the president with a gun or a rifle. So there's a lot of questions that need to be answered regarding this particular shooting. But one thing that
So anyway, let's go back. I got a couple more precepts. They trusting in this nigga like he finna save America, man. Let me pull this nigga back up right here, man. This nigga was straight up crying. This is let me go to Psalms. Let me get Psalms 49. This is Psalms 49 and 6. They that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. This is verse 16. Psalms 49 and 16. Be not thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased. For when he dieth, he shall carry nothing away, and his glory shall not descend after him. Though while he liveth, he bless his soul, and men will praise thee when thou doest well to thyself. He shall go to the generation of his fathers, they shall never see light. Man that is in honor, man that is in honor and understandeth not is like the beasts that perish. So this nigga that's been lifted up in honor, any of these Edomites, the elites, right? These Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Oppenheimers, and these DuPonts, these Gettys. It's a lot of them, man. The Wahlbergs, the Waltons. It's a lot of them, man, on the list. When you go to the globalist elites list, it's 60 families, man. 60. Man that is in honor and understandeth not is like the beast that perisheth. And I had the brother read this precept in Job, right? In Job 21. Hey, that's why the Lord said, don't envy these devils, man. Because they, like the Lord gave them what they got, man. And they losing. These niggas is losing, man. And this is the best that they got. This is Job 21 and 19. God lay up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. When it says his eyes shall see his destruction, when you go to Isaiah 13 and 16, let me read it real quick. Isaiah 13 and 16, it reads, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. They did it to us, man. Their children shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. Back in Job 21, it reads, verse 20, his eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. As a precept in Psalm 75, they tell you about in the cup of the Lord, in the cup in the Lord's hand is filled with wine, right? And that the wicked shall drink all the dregs. It's also in Lamentations 4 and 22, and in Jeremiah 49 and 12. Yep. It reads, for what pleasure have he in his house after him when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? When we see the so-called white man's kingdom is collapsing, man. This verse 22. Shall any, Job 21 and 22, shall any teach God knowledge, seeing he judgeth those that are high? And who's high? The elites. One dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. Evelyn Rothschild, allegedly, as we see, just passed away. David Rockefeller passed away, and Lord D. Rothschild passed away. So they're talking about them. One died in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow, because they was rich. They control resources. And another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. So you go from a David Rockefeller and a Evelyn Rothschild and a Lord D Jacob Rothschild to a Ted Bundy and some common ass so-called white man. It say, and another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. But it tell you in verse 23, one dieth in full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. And another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, the common so-called white man, and never eateth with pleasure. He didn't eat like the elite, like the rich. They shall lie down alike in what? The dust. What did the Lord say in Genesis 3? Dust shall I eat all the days of thy life. It say they shall lie down alike in the dust. They going to the same spot, the rich of the Edomites and the lowly, and the worms shall cover them. Behold, I know your thoughts and the devices which you wrongfully imagine against me. So if you're doing it to the Lord, what Yahweh shall say in Matthew 25, if you did it to one of my brethren, you did it to me. So Yahweh saying right here, it's saying the devices which you wrongfully imagine against me, then you doing it against my people, right? Psalms 83, it said, Lord, thy enemies make it tumult. They that hate thee have lifted up the head and said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, and that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. So if the Lord got enemies, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, ye have enemies also. Verse 28, for ye say, where is the house of the prince? And where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Who is the princes? So-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, Haitian men. Who is the wicked? It say, for ye say, where is the house of the prince? And where are the dwelling places of the wicked? The wicked is the so-called white man. Have ye not asked them that go by the way? Who? Who's by the way? The prophets, the messengers. And do ye not know their tokens? That the wicked, what's the tokens of the wicked? That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. Everything they do points fingers at, man, that so-called white man did that. Oh, chemtrails, so-called white man. What you ate? Oh yeah, you ate an Impossible burger. Yeah, a water burger. This so-called white man did that. You're drinking contaminated waters. Are you bathing in contaminated water that's coming through corroded pipes? Oh yeah, the so-called white man did that. Yep. It's a have you not asked them that go by the way, which is the messengers, and do you not know their tokens, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction? They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. That's that Proverbs 16:4. The Lord have reserved the wicked to the day of his judgment, man. Who shall declare his way to his face? So-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, and Haitian men that stand in great boldness. Who shall declare Job 21:31? Who shall declare his way to his face? Look at this nigga, Glenn Beck. This nigga red as hell, man. This is a full-fledged Edomite on the screen, man. Nigga crying about Trump. Nigga, you spend the weekend with your family having family reunion on the mountain somewhere. And nigga, you crying about Trump, nigga? That's their great white hope. Who shall declare his way to his face? And who shall repay him for what he have done? How about Shema Shah? Yet shall he be brought to the grave and shall remain in the tomb. Nah, precept I ain't read in a minute. It's Job 11:21. Cause these niggas really think this man is gonna save them, man. So let me read some of this. This is Job 11. I'm gonna start at 11. It reads, for he knoweth vain men, he seeth wickedness also. Will he not then consider it? For vain man would be wise, though man be born like a wild ass's coat. As Esau, even so-called white man, and 2/3 of Jake. If thou, this is verse 13, Job 11:13. If thou prepare thine heart, your mind, and stretch out thy hands towards him, towards Yahweh Shema Shah, if iniquity be in thy hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacle. For then shall thou lift up thy face without spot. What it says in Revelation 14 about the elect, right? They was blameless, without fault. For then thou shalt lift up thy face without spot, meaning, put on the white garments. Yeah, thou shalt be steadfast and shall not fear. because thou shalt forget thy misery. What the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians been going through? Misery, man. Captivity. Baruch 3 and 8, subject to payments. Misery. I don't care what kind of job you got, man. You work at the plantation. That's a plantation, man. Because thou shalt forget thy misery and remember it as waters that pass away. You're going to forget your misery. It say, and remember it as waters that pass away. What's the waters that pass away? When you turn on the sink, you washing dishes, you finish the dishes, and you pull the stopper out, and the water go down, it's gone. You flush the toilet stool, you taking the shower, the water go down the drain, it's gone. This is how miserable going to be in the kingdom, man. It'll tell you in our Psalm, what is that? Psalm 126. We shall be as one that dreamed, man. And we're gonna laugh at this shit when we in the kingdom. Verse 17, and thine age shall be clearer than the noonday. Thou shalt shine forth, thou shalt be as the morning. What's the morning? The morning is always coming. You can look forward to the morning. It's saying thy age shall be clearer than the noonday, man. Which is what? When it's a nice, beautiful day and the sun up, it's noon, in the morning and noonday, hey, ready, young, youth, and thou shalt be secure because there is hope. Yeah, thou shalt dig about thee. Hold on. Phone tripping. What's going on here? Hold on, bear with me here. Let me go to this blue letter. I don't know what's going on with this. Let's go to Job and the blue letter. So Job 11 and verse 18, and thou shalt be secure because there is hope. Yet thou shalt dig about thee, and thou shalt take thy rest in safety. And that's in Isaiah 32, verse 17 and 18. It reads, and thou shalt lie down, and none shall make thee afraid. Yea, many shall make suit unto thee, but the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost. So the best hope that the so-called white man got is to just give up the ghost, man. This is Jeremiah. You niggas don't got no hope. The Lord said they don't got no hope, man. Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone unto his own country. Why? Because this place can't be fixed. You might, hey, the Lord is so for the hopeful elect, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. We are fleeing from this place. And let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up to the skies. And that's why this place is shut down. All these companies, man, these companies talking about bankrupt. All these are the whole what is it called? Retail apocalypse, right? Man, these companies shutting down, man. These people shutting down these companies. These elites is shutting down these companies, man. Cause Babylon is falling. This place, everybody is leaving here, man. If you watch this nigga Peter Schiff, you would think this nigga in America. Man, that nigga in Paris. That nigga none of these motherfuckers live in America, man. You look at these niggas, man, Jim Rickers and Warren Buffett and these guys, man. These niggas ain't in America, man. These niggas in the elites, which them niggas is just puppets for the elites. America is just a corporation. It's a big business. That's all it is, man. The elites control the world from America. And now America is becoming a third world country. I just say in Isaiah 14. Let's get this. This is Isaiah 14 and 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, that music. The worms is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. They say that vows, the music, everything about the so-called white man's philosophies, his way of life, it's being brought down, man. It said the worms is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. That's corrosion, man. Corruption, deteriorating. The infrastructure is collapsing. America is through, man. And for these niggas to be crying about this nigga Trump, well, the Lord said it. Cursed be he that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his own. These niggas is beasts, man. They don't understand what's going on. So anyway, I just want to make some points on this. Salakia. I ain't mean for it to be too long, but playing this guy here, man, Glenn Beck, man. He got some, cause I would listen to cause he said on this video right here, Monday, I'm gonna go into the points of and he was going in today too. I was listening to his podcast when he went live today. Cause he said on this video he said he gonna do it Monday and go into the details of what happened. He was mentioning a lot of good things in the podcast. Man, these people is through, man. But this Trump is their last hope, man. And they really putting, and the same way how the hopeful, it's beautiful. The same way how the hopeful elect is putting everything on Yahweh Shema Shah, which we should, no doubt. You know the old saying is to put all their eggs in one basket. These Edomites is really putting their everything on Trump, man. That's why this nigga was crying in this video, man. And he started this video after he gathered himself together and stopped crying. But the nigga still was crying in the video, man. The nigga eyes were watery as he was speaking. But this is after he had really stopped crying to himself in this little room right here. Nigga enjoying the family weekend with his family. The family's gathering with his family. This nigga crying about Trump, man. Because they really got their marbles on this nigga Trump, man. Nero. Let me get Let me go to Proverbs real quick. What is that? You niggas that consulted shame to y'all house, man. It's over. Let me get this. This is Proverbs 11:29. He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind, and the fool shall be servant to the wise of heart. And who is the fool? The so-called white man. And who is the wise of heart? The Hebrew Israelites, man. But the point is, he that Proverbs 11:29, he that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind. As a precept to that is Habakkuk 2. Let's read this. This is Habakkuk 2. In verse 9, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may be delivered, Salaki, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. Yep, beautiful precept. This is from Chill Miss Homesick Israelite. Shalom, Yabashima Shah Brakatah. This is the Elder Brother Night Camp. Subscribe to the brother channel. Edifying lessons. This is Proverbs 10:7. The memory, the memory of the just is blessed, but the name of the wicked shall rot, man. The name of the wicked shall rot. These niggas is through, man. And the Lord said it in Job 11, what's that? Job 11:20. Their hope is to give up the ghost, man. There is no good coming to America, Babylon the Great, man. There is no healing. It doesn't matter who's in power, man. Oh, let me close with this. This is Proverbs. Let me get this. It's Proverbs 26. I think it is. Let me see here. Nope. Maybe Proverbs 27. Yep. Proverbs 27:24 reads, For riches are not forever, and doeth the crown endure to every generation? Nope. The crown do not endure to every generation. Let's prove it. Proverbs 27:24. For riches are not forever, and doeth the crown endure to every generation? And the answer is no. For the so-called white man, no, the crown do not endure to all generations. Proverbs 24:23. Though it be given him to be in safety, whereon he resteth, yet his eyes are upon their ways. The Lord's eyes are upon their ways, the angels. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. Being brought low goes back to Genesis 3. The Lord say, upon thy belly shall I go, and dust shall I eat all days of thy life. To be on your belly, meaning you shall be brought low. They are, Job 24:24. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the way as all other what? All other rulerships. The Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Medes and Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the way as all other, and cut off as the tops of the ears of corn. And if it be not so, who shall make me a liar and make my speech nothing worth? I got to get this. Because it said they shall be cut off at the tops of the ears of corn. And when you cut off the tops of the ears of corn, you throw that in the, I'm from Mississippi in the country. You throw that in the slop bucket, man. Along with the rest of the food that didn't get ate. Like, oh, you in the slop bucket, you throw the banana hulls, you throw the orange peelings, right? You throw the bones of chicken bones, whatever went into that slop bucket, and when it got full, it went to the hogs, man, and they ate that. So to be cut off at the tops of the ears of corn, also want to get this Isaiah 34, because it's cold right here. It say Isaiah 34:6, verse 5, right? It reads, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven." Heaven is the rulership of the so-called white man. This is their heaven. This is the Israelites' hell. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea is another word for the Edomites, the so-called white man, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys and of rams. The Lord have a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And the unicorn shall come down with them. The unicorn is the internet, World Wide Web, and the bullocks with the bulls, and the land shall be soaked with blood, and the dust made fat with fatness. See that dust, that confusion, man. What's the verse that said? I was thinking about. Oh, is it Psalms 8:37? Hold on, because it say they shall consume as the fat of lambs, as the fat of goats. What is that? Because when you cook lamb, because lamb got fat on it. When you, if you cook lamb on a grill, man, it just melted. That heat just, I forgot where it's at though. But it's they shall consume as the fat of lambs. Let me see if I can get it. Bear with me here. These people is through, man. Their kingdom is done. We just watching. We just watching, man. We sitting back waiting patiently. And Salakia. Because I ain't mean to make this too long, man. I just saw these clips. Yup, Psalm 37:20. Okay, let's go back. I was in Psalm 37 too. I ain't go down far enough. So Psalm 37. Yup. Ah, man. Let's read this. So this is Psalms 37 and 14. It reads, the wicked have drawn not the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy. And everything that the so-called white man uses is a sword, man. Everything that he uses, his philosophies, his way of life, his thinking, everything that the so-called white man uses, it's a sword against you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Everything that the so-called white man uses is a sword against us, man. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of upright conversation. All we got, the hopeful elect, is upright conversation, man. That's all we got, which is all we need, because the Lord said it in Ephesians 6, was that Ephesians 6 and 17? It say take the word of the Lord, which is a spiritual sword, take the sword of the Lord, which is the word. It reads, their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. And that's in Psalm 64. The Lord said, when you read Psalm 64, 1 through like 6, the Lord was talking about how they crafty counsel, right? They say their heart is deep. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. But when you read verse 7, it says the Lord shall shoot at them with the arrow. So what has they been doing since they've been in power? They've been shooting at us with an arrow, right? Secretly. He shall do shit secretly. So it said the Lord shall make them. He shall shoot at them with the arrow in verse 7, and they shall be wounded. So now they has been wounded. It say their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bow shall be broken. And I'm gonna do a lesson on this. Also, this sword, when you read in Ezekiel 28 and 7, the Lord said he's gonna bring the terrible other nations against America, and they shall draw their swords against their beauty. And let's talk about the Russians, because the Lord is using Edomites to take down Edomites. So it's going to be their own brethren that's going to destroy them, as it always has been with the French, Spanish, and the British, with Ptolemy, Antiochus, Elias, Damascus, and Cassander. Edomites, they own sword, right? It say, a little that a righteous man have is better than the riches of many wicked, for the arm of the wicked shall be broken, but Yahweh upholdeth the righteous. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, the elect, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of Yahweh shall be as the fat of lambs. If you know about lamb, which I love lamb, if you know about lamb, it said, but the wicked, Psalm 37:20, but the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of Yahweh, all 17 heathen nations, shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into smoke, shall they consume away. And if you cook a lamb, the fat gotta go. The Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rikah, Kodash. I just thought about this too. Double honor to the apostles and elder bishop and elders of great millstone who are well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all the Israel, whether accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the occupation this truth and believing this truth, but four ends of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Akwath who are listening learning. If you sisters who are listening learning. So I thought about this precept too. This is 2nd Ezra 9 and 18. And now when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them, and shalom to the Akim now tuning in, Yahweh Shema Shah Barakathum. Shalom to you, beautiful Malaks, Malachium, and Akwath tuning in. Shalom. This is our second Ezra 9 and 18. And now when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in, did not live, no man spake against me. For then everyone obeyed. But now the manner, remember Proverbs 3 and 31, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Listen to this. Wisdom of Solomon 2, in the last verse when it say they took hold of the devil's side, right? And destruction where they find, paraphrasing. 2 Ezra 9 and 19. For then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed. Who is the perpetual seed? The so-called white man. And by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves. That's why I said wisdom of Solomon. Let the law, let our strength be the law and justice, man. So this perpetual seed, the water, bro. This perpetual seed that was created, it said, but now the manners of them which are created in this world, the elect, the Israelites, that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed and by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves. Why does it say this law that's unsearchable? Because it tell you in Psalm 2, they don't follow the ways of the Lord, man. That's why I said in Isaiah 24 that they changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant, man. What was that? Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee who framing mischief by a law? Right? What's that? Proverbs what's that? Proverbs what is that? Not 12 and 10. It's a sport to a fool to do mischief. I forget where it said in Proverbs ran off. But yeah, man, that's what these niggas do. So this perpetual seed that gotta go. They gotta go, man. This nigga crying about Trump. America can't be saved, man. And for the kingdom of heaven to be established on earth, this place gotta, the so-called white man's rulership gotta go. Of course, America going, all 5,000 square miles of Babylon the Great America will burn. But the so-called white man's rulership gotta go. The water out. Proverbs 10 and 23. That's it. The water. Gotta go, man. They gotta go. And as the Lord said, let's close with this again. In Job 11. I love this precept, man. This is Job 11. There is no hope for the so-called white man. Forget about it. The jig is up. It's curtains. Proverbs, Job 11:20. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape. You ain't gonna escape. And their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost. Let me see what this said in NLT. Let me get the translation on this. Salakia. Before I close. I never had. So let's see what it say. Let's go to this. I'm as we always curious. So this is the NIV. But the eyes of the wicked will fail, and escape will elude them. Their hope will become a dying gasp. Ooh. That was the NIV. This is the NLT. But the wicked will be blinded. They will have no escape. Their only hope is death. Ooh, that's fire. Ooh, their only hope is death. ESV reads, the eyes of the wicked will fail. All ways of escape will be lost to them. And their hope is to breathe their last. Ooh. NET. This is fire. But the eyes of the wicked fail, and escape lose them. Their one hope is to breathe their last. Damn. That's cold, man. Yeah, but Shema Rashad is cold, man. The BBE say, but the eyes of the evildoers will be wasting away. Their way of flight is gone, and their only hope is the taking of their last breath. Wow, that's fire. Call like about Shema Rashad. Yo, man, that's fire. You might ain't gonna get away, man. Hey, call like about Shema Rashad. Well, for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. Till next time, I say Shalom. And I'm going to say Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Shalak Rayum, Wa Anashim, Wa Badyum, Wa Haragyum, Wa Mashapatyum, all called Adawamyum, Wa Gawoyum, Wa Ayab Yamna, Wa Babakashah, Babakashah, Babakashah. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Tawada Amen. Shalom.